Hello and welcome to Behind the Scenes of Picture Book Creation. Today I'm going to be speaking with the illustrator who worked with me on The Mouse and the Egg. And a lot of times people are really surprised to find that an author and an illustrator don't always work together. So if you're contracted by a large publishing company, they'll choose the illustrator for you. They'll have the input into the illustrations, and a lot of times you don't get to meet the illustrator at all. I was so lucky with the Mouse series that I got to work closely with Adyna and her husband, who did the animations as well. So first of all, let's hear from Adyna on how she illustrated The Mouse and the Egg.
Hey guys, I'm Adyna Ferre and I'm the illustrator for the book The Mouse and the Egg by Worthington. And I'm here to share with you a little bit about the character design for the characters in the book. So the first character, Mouse, when I first read the story, I think of Mouse as a cheeky character that loves adventure. And so I drew her with a curly tail and a playful smile just to bring out that personality in the art. And the second character, Mama Bird, I think of Mama Bird as a caring and responsible mom, and so whenever she's around Egg, I try to pose her in a way that would bring out the qualities. And of course the third character, which is Egg, we would notice that throughout the story, Egg's personality starts to show, and we'll realize that Egg is just as mischievous as Mouse. So these are the three characters that we find in the book, and there's also a read-along animation that you can watch the characters come to life as you read the story.
I was so blessed to be able to work with Adyna and her husband Daniel from DLF Animations on bringing My Little Mouse to life. It's a funny thing as an author seeing an illustrator interpret your words. It's one of the best parts about what I do. And I think it's one of the hardest parts about writing for kids is making sure that you're leaving room for an illustrator to add their own sense of story when they're reading your manuscript. But I think it's also really important to note that the illustrators know what they're doing. And as authors, we can maybe pop in a few illustrator notes on how we see it in our mind. But at the end of the day, I always love letting an illustrator have free rein and coming up with how they see my characters and how they bring them to life. And I also think that it's a sign of good writing when you have an illustrator who can pick up immediately on what you're trying to convey just from reading the words. So I hope this has given you a little bit of insight in how an author and illustrator work together. If you'd like to see the finished product, make sure you check out my animation videos and you'll be able to see Mouse getting up to all sorts of mischief, and you'll also be able to check out Adyna's illustrations as well.